So everybody got their warning up at the top. Okay. Hello, once again, my name is Karen Lissy, and I'm here. I work with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension in Calhoun County. I am one of the many extension agents here at our office. Emily DeForest is also on this call. She'll be monitoring the chat room, and she is our 4-H extension agent. So you can always come to us if you have some questions. It's not just about plants and animals. I talk about food and food safety, nutrition, diabetes, high blood pressure. Actually, we have some financial health classes too. There's all kinds of things that we do here at the office, and Emily works with youth development. So if y'all ever want to help in that area, I'm sure some of you, I've seen some of your names before. Y'all probably already work with Emily. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about dining at the dollar store. So what kind of store, and I'm going to share my screen in just a minute, but what kind of stores come to mind when you talk about the dollar store? Share my screen while I'm waiting for somebody to answer. Dollar Tree, yes, that's one that comes to my mind. Dollar General, Oops, and now I lost my chat box. Okay, so I can't, Emily, I won't be able to see it anymore with me sharing the screen.
Zephaniah said Dollar Tree and Dollar General.
Okay, yeah. And then Big Lots is also one. It's a closeout kind of store up in Victoria. And then what was I saying? Thinking, well, there used to be a Family Dollar also, but there's other ones. So you'll have a good idea. Okay. In this program, we'll focus on shopping tips to help individuals spot good food buys and not so good food buys at the dollar store, but at all stores in general is really. We will show pictures of food. So you can see right here, this is a can of Libby's food, and we're not saying that's the kind you should buy. It's just using as an example. So please don't feel like we're saying, you know, we're giving any form of advertising. They're illustrative purposes only. Okay. Now, today we're going to be thinking about wants versus needs. Many of us have to make smart choices about the money we have and how we will spend it. Regardless of income level, I assume y'all can all see my PowerPoint. Regardless of our income level, many of us are looking for ways that we can save and stretch the money we have. Some ways maybe saving money, to save money may include, you got any ideas? How to save money? Slow typing, or y'all can unmute yourself if you want to. Okay. I hear some ideas coming across. Emily, you gonna tell me? Savings, buying store brands, a savings account, looking for deals. I see those. Okay, yeah. We need to think about our wants versus our needs. Okay. We want to spend money on things that we need to spend money on. But you might not want to buy that. Do I need to buy that new cell phone now just because a new model came out? Or we can put it off saying, hey, we can buy that later. My car's running just fine. I don't need a new one. We can buy used items instead of new. Do we have any other items coming up there? Oh, okay. 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 Doing without. There are some things it's like, I really would like to buy that lobster, but you know, I just don't think I want to spend that kind of money, price on that. Okay. And spending less money on food. Okay. Now, I would like y'all to think about some things y'all have done that possibly are saving money. Have y'all noticed that have any of y'all been to HEB or Walmart or any stores recently and realized that there are things that are really higher in prices, and you thought, maybe I will try vegetarian meals instead of spending the money on the meat because the price of the meat is going up? Have y'all noticed that? I have noticed that the price of cheese is going down. So, you know, you may, instead of having beef enchiladas, you might want to try making cheese enchiladas at home, or more grilled cheese sandwiches or peanut butter sandwiches. That would save money too. So specifically on food, can you think of ways to save money? open this up or I can't see y'all.
Zephaniah said coupons.
Coupons, yeah, that's a good way. Okay, I'm opening this up. Thanks, Zephaniah, for talking. Okay. One way to save money is by looking at our food expenses. Okay. Research suggests that the average household spends about $7,200 a year on food, which is 40% of that, 43% of that money, about $3,000, a little over that, is spent on foods that we eat out. Okay. Planning meals in advance can help us identify what foods we need to buy and can keep us from eating out. Knowing how much food costs is helpful as it helps us compare foods and determine what is a good buy and when we shop. I personally love to go out to get seafood boils. It drives my husband crazy because he says, you can buy this stuff and do it at home so much cheaper, but sometimes we do go out and get a seafood boil. In addition, more people are using coupons, like Zephaniah said. In fact, one researcher found that as many as 8 out of 10 consumers use coupons, which includes digital coupons, which I'm not really good at using those. I used to use paper a lot when I was younger, when I was a stay-at-home mom. Other people limit the produce they buy to only what's in season. So do y'all know what's in season or what's coming up into season right now? Any of y'all have gardens that are producing things already? Or can you remember what happens in the summer that you might be getting some vegetables of that type? Nope, nobody? Okay. Well, squash is going to be coming into season, so that would make it a lot cheaper. Green beans, if any of y'all planted those should start being producing. We have that producing in our garden here at the office.
Miss Rothmeyer said corn.
Corn is, yeah. Yep, right about the end of May usually is when corn coming in and garden vegetables. Yep, thank you, Miss Rothmeyer. So, and then some people go to local farmers markets. We don't have one in our town, but there is one in Victoria if you choose to go up there. And that's a good way to save some money. And some people choose to not buy or buy fewer name brands, national name brands. Like instead of buying, well, since Libby's was listed there, instead of buying Libby's, you might want to buy Hill Country Fair or, some other off name. We used to have, when I was younger, we used to have black and white cans with a white label and black labeling, black letters, and that was all that was on there. And that was the cheapest food you could buy. Okay. And then some people choose to eat out less often. Okay. So what about dollar stores? The title of our program. How many of you have ever shopped at a dollar store? You could all say yes or no in the chat box.
Zephaniah says yes. Miss Rothbauer says never for food. Noelia says she does. Destiny says that she does.
Well, thank you guys. Okay. And so what products do you usually buy? I know Emily doesn't have a lot of, she lives in a smaller town and it doesn't have a lot of grocery stores. So she has to shop at some like dollar stores.
Zephaniah says she buys snacks.
Okay. Okay. They do have a lot of snacks there. Many people shop at dollar stores for wrapping paper, gifts, kitchen gadgets, and seasonal decorations. However, you may be able to use dollar stores as a way to save money on food if you know how to shop. When your favorite grocery store runs out of pantry staples, a dollar store may have an acceptable second choice. And so here's some other stores listed there. And like we said, Big Lots is also one that you might want to consider as a dollar store. They have closeouts. I forgot the name of the one. TJ, no, I forgot. There's another one up in Victoria. I can't remember the name of it.
We have a few more answers on what people buy. Noelia says chips. Destiny says snacks or gift wrapping. And Samantha says birthday decoration.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. And TJ Maxx, they're like a closeout store too, right, Zephaniah? I think so. Okay. So, why shop at dollar stores? There's a number of reasons people shop at dollar stores. Research suggests that the top 3 for shopping at dollar stores are prices are good, the location of the dollar store is close to home, and the location of the dollar store is close to work or another destination. It's like on your way. A recent article in Forbes magazine also suggests that younger generations, millennials, are less likely to be loyal to brand names. Are y'all all millennials, or are y'all another named group? Anybody know? I wouldn't know. Do y'all know where the cutoff is? Guess nobody else does either. Okay. Are there any brands that you purchase regardless of the price? If so, why? Like, I only like such and such, you know, Uncle Joe's potato salad, so I will buy that no matter what the price is. Are any of y'all that loyal? You're Gen Z, Gen Tech, okay? Yep, a few of y'all are that loyal. What is there anything? Could you tell me what the product is that you don't care what the price is? If it's $5 more than something else, you'd still buy it? Is it all electronics? Like you would only buy an Apple phone as opposed to an iPhone as opposed to forgot the other type of phone, Android?
Destiny says Tide. Riley says Takis. And Miss Rothfire says La Cocina refried beans.
Okay.
Riley says salt and vinegar chips.
But you like those kind of chips, but not necessarily a brand? Is it only Lay's? Or is it any kind of salt and vinegar? Lay's kettle cooked. Yeah. Okay. I like those too. Okay. You might want to turn your cameras off. Okay. And so why might someone not buy food from a dollar store? Anybody? It's fake. Okay. Poor quality. Unfamiliar with the source. Good ideas. Yep. Those are some of the ideas. And they also said food is outdated. It might not be right, but some people might think it is. Brands of foods that you've never heard of. We had that one listed. The foods at the dollar food stores are not foods that you eat. Maybe you only eat fresh fruits and vegetables, and it's hard to find them there. You can get the dollar foods at the grocery store much cheaper. Some people think that the food is cheaper there. Some people think that none of their food is nutritious, and some people don't have access to a dollar store. Some of the ideas they had come up with. So let's look at
more answers in the chat box. It's not as good as the other brands. Higher chances of food poisoning and damaged.
Okay. Okay. Those are some good ideas. So let's look at some of those characteristics. Okay. So dollar stores sell foods that many of us eat every day. So they have this meal right here where you could make a whole meal out of the spaghetti, the tomato sauce, the spaghetti sauce, peaches, and green beans, and that would be a meal. So contrary to some popular beliefs, dollar stores can help stretch the food budget and save money. The key is, however, knowing how to shop. Excuse me, not COVID. Let's talk about what we do know about dollar stores and try to dispel some of the myths that we might have about them. The first one is that dollar stores don't carry foods that we would normally eat. If you haven't been to a dollar store lately, check them out and see for yourself. Look at the foods that they sell. So this shows you right here. They said this meal right here bought at the dollar store was $6.85. But at a local grocery store, it was $6.94. So is the price much different? No, it's just a little different. But it is a little cheaper even at the dollar store. Okay? But you can buy a healthy meal there. Okay. Now, dollar stores often offer national well-known brands of food, ones that we recognize, but then sometimes there's a perception that they're not well-known brands. But sometimes it's just that they're not well-known brands in our area. So that's what they're talking about here. Don't be afraid to try those other brands. You may like them, especially if they're a much better deal. Okay, so if we were doing this in person, I would be putting food out in front of you, but I'll tell you about an experiment I like to do with programs that I do. I got a local grocery store, and I'll buy 3 or 4 different brands of tomato sauce, and I'll put them out in front of people, and I'll say, taste them and see which one you like the best. And the prices range from about 25 cents a can to about 50 cents a can. And I ask them, which one do they like better? And quite often they will choose the cheaper one, but it often has more salt. So really people are liking the salt. So you might want to do that with yourself. But before you buy it, you may want to look at the salt content and other aspects if it has a lot more added sugar or anything like that to decide what you're going to do. But tomato sauce, it's a very cheap experiment you can do for yourself. And if you use a lot of tomato sauce, it's a good idea to, decide, hey, I can buy this cheaper one and save, half the price every time. It will add up. Okay, but not everything at a dollar store is a bargain. You can see this coffee. I don't know. Do y'all buy coffee? I don't. I don't drink it. Just because a food item is sold in a dollar store doesn't always mean that it's the lowest cost. Here's an example. Okay, these were both bought within 2.5 miles of each other. So while this one item, if one uses dollar stores as their main source of groceries, you may end up spending quite a bit more money than you had planned. Okay. Here's another example of item that had a higher price, the same item, but you'll see that there's a different size there. Okay, so you're buying a 45-ounce bottle of Prego sauce there, or a 24-ounce bottle. So if you want the smaller size, that might be a better idea for you, even though it is a little bit more per serving. Now, what you really need to do is to make sure that you know the cost of foods. Many of you have phones that you can type things into and you can keep track of things, especially things that you buy very often. And you can say, well, last week when I was at X store, this cost me, $1. Let's say lettuce, it was $1 a head. But here at Y store, it costs $1.50 a head. I may want to buy my lettuce over at X store. Sometimes the food purchase at a dollar store may seem inexpensive, but that's because the package is smaller than what we had seen at the conventional grocery store. Here's an example of some pre-portioned peanut butters. Okay, so you can buy a package of the Jif pre-packaged peanut butter for $1 for 3 of them. But at the grocery store, you can buy 8 of them for $2.59. Now, when you calculate out the cost, the grocery store is a little bit less. But if you don't want that much, then you're doing better buying it at the dollar store. It's all about your choices and what you're willing to pay a little more for. But the smaller packages at the dollar store may be better for our waistlines, okay? Because the package on the left of the cookies has only 4 inside of it, as opposed to 6, which is what you'd usually get at a grocery store. The chips on the right have 1.125 ounce bags, as opposed to 1.375. So you'd get a few less calories. You may not notice it. It might help you, not gain that COVID-15 people are talking about. I hope y'all are able to hope y'all are getting some exercise outside, to help just keep your health up. Okay. So no matter where you shop, if you want to save money on food, you have to know how much it costs. No matter where you buy your food, grocery store, convenience store, discount store, or dollar store, you may need to become aware of the usual prices of food or other products. I said this earlier. You want to make sure you're getting a good deal. I know at sometimes buying milk at the convenience store was the best place to buy it. It was the cheapest. Right now, I haven't noticed that that's the case. Keeping track of weekly, monthly prices of your foods can help you spot good buys when you see them. You can put them on your phone, like I said, or if you don't have a phone or don't have that ability on your phone, you can put it on a little notebook or a piece of paper. If keep tracking, if it seems like a big task, then start slow, just with things that you normally buy a lot of. And you're saying, I don't buy a lot right now. My parents buy most of our food. Well, you know, y'all are graduating soon. Y'all will be doing this. Pick a small number of foods that you buy most often and keep track of them. There's also an app such as Pantry Check Grocery List, which may be helpful for you too. There may be others. Do y'all know of other apps that would work that way, that help you keep track of the prices of foods? Did I lose all of you? Hi, Sylvia. I see you joined. Nobody? Okay, we'll move on. Many dollar stores accept coupons, SNAP benefits, and WIC vouchers. Okay, some don't accept food coupons. Some limit the number of coupons they accept from a customer on a single day. It's important to check with the individual stores. Some dollar stores even offer coupons that can be downloaded from the internet. Many dollar stores, as I said, accept SNAP and WIC benefits as well. Okay. And some of them sell frozen food and refrigerated foods. I know Big Lots does. The only way to get a feel for what foods your local dollar stores have is to actually step inside and take a look around. Some dollar stores sell perishable foods, others don't. Others limit the foods to canned and packaged. Excuse me, I don't know why my throat's hurting. But you just need to walk in and see what they got. And milk at $1 store, it was $3.75 a gallon when the grocery store was only $2.29. So right now the milk at the grocery store, I've noticed, has been pretty inexpensive. Dollar stores, like many grocery and convenience stores, carry foods that are highly processed. Not only do they taste good to some people, they are also very shelf stable, meaning they can stay on the store shelves for a long time without going stale or spoiling. Unfortunately, they're probably not what you want to consider to be the most nutritious. Individuals who rely on dollar foods to stock a pantry following a low sodium or low fat diet, might be a hard thing for them to do. And some dollar stores have online shopping. I know a lot of people are doing that. Does anyone know if online shopping, if you can check the expiration date of the foods? Has anyone tried to? You don't really get any choice, do you? Nope. Yeah. Be sure to factor in shipping cost if you are using online shopping. Some dollar stores will ship the items to the nearest store for free, but may take them several days for them to arrive. Be sure to check on the store's return policy for online sales. Some stores may allow items purchased online to be returned to a local store. Other dollar stores require that any returns from online sales be shipped back to the online store, which would make me uncomfortable doing. Okay, so key points. We're doing the wrap up. When shopping for food, approach dollar stores like you would any traditional grocery store. When possible, plan your meals and snacks in advance so you have an idea as to what foods you really need to buy. However, when shopping at the dollar store, be a little flexible just in case you see a really good buy on your favorite foods. This is where I'm going to talk about. You might want to try to always buy a little bit extra, especially if the canned goods or things that you know aren't going to go bad. We live in a hurricane-prone area. Having food on hand like that is not a bad idea. Okay, so if you have a little bit extra money, you can put it there. They won't go bad quickly. Know your food prices. Otherwise, you can easily pay more for food than you have to. This holds true to no matter what, if you stick to the grocery stores for your food purchases, or if you shop at dollar, discount, or grocery stores. If you see a food item on sale and you know you normally eat it, then buy a little extra, like I said. Finally, read the labels and try to choose the foods that are nutrient-rich when possible. Okay, there are some rules in the United States. Foods sold in the United States are subject to strict labeling laws. With a few exceptions, foods sold in the United States are required to have the following information on the package. The Nutrition Facts Panel, which includes serving size, calorie content, nutrition information. The ingredient list. It lists all the ingredients in descending order by weight. Name and address of the manufacturer, the producer, or the distributor, and no matter where you purchase the food, it has to be properly labeled. If it's not properly labeled, don't buy it. Okay. When grocery shopping, check the expiration date. Sell by or best used by dates when you buy the food. Remember, you want to get the best quality food for your dollar. If you cannot consume the food before the date stamped on the label, it may be best not to buy it. Now, there are restrictions and there are some rules that you might want to look into on that. Finally, make sure the packaged cans of foods that you buy are intact and are not heavily dented. Okay. This advice is not just limited to dollar stores. Buying heavily dented cans, you don't know when they got dented. You don't know if they're going to be good, when you get them home, because they could not have a leak now, but start a leak very easily. It's applicable to grocery stores and big box discount stores as well. Okay. So I don't imagine there's going to be any questions, but do y'all have any questions? Quit sharing.
Thank you to everybody who came to our class today. Make sure you hit turn in Google Classroom so it shows that you are, so I can grade it for you.
Okay. Thank you for coming, guys. Y'all have a nice day.
Zephy, yes, Mark is done.